Hello everyone and welcome back to the studio here in Northumberland yet again. It's been a while actually, but I've just been busy all the time. The one I'm going to do is a photograph I took down the track with the boys the other night, with Frank and Bert the other night, and it's this one. A different track this time. And I'm going to change that slightly because I'm going to go for real autumnal colours rather than just a tiny hint of yellow here and there. I'm going to, the full whack, autumnal. And so, reading glasses first. And here we go. Quick outline drawing. Again, I've just taped the top and the bottom so I can come across as far as I want, then I'll tape the sides. I've got this one here. Actually, two big ones there. I'm just mapping in where the foliage is going to go. That one is behind that one. You see that girl? Mm-hmm. I wasn't talking to you actually.
I was listening though.
Okay, so probably your first time. And this comes in here and out again. And these trees have got a bit of a lean to them, leaning in that way. Now a load of fairly big boughs coming out here, not just twiggy bits, big bough bits. And of course a lot of these, I'm drawing them in and I shall paint them in. But a lot of them will then be broken up and semi-covered by all the foliage that goes on. And there's quite a few of these. And some big thick ones. And then the tree trunk, as it comes further down, you can see that it's so much darker down here at the bottom than it is up here. Get some depth into there and some shadows from the foliage. Nice and thick here. Another couple of boughs coming off there. And bring it down. Bring it down to the hedge. And they come off here. And the pencil, as ever, Screwfix, either Screwfix or IKEA, both will do the same job. Maybe a lot of foliage there as well. And then the hedge kind of carries on there and disappears about there. And on top of that, I've got some distant trees. You can see those there. You see those, Ken?
I can see those.
Very good. And then the path comes out here and out towards me. Base of the hedge there. Grasses and rough stuff. Now the path turns there and the hedge starts on the other side. And down there. And then the path comes out there. And now the hedge gets really quite tall here. I mean, you can see how tall it is here. I'm not going to go that tall. More trees sticking out now. Big, thick boughs here. Look, you can see those. Mm-hmm.
Forming a lovely natural archway.
A lovely natural archway indeed. You took the word right out of my mouth.
Okay.
Mouthfeel.
I'll put them back in again now.
Okay, fine. You mean I'm allowed to say something then?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's the right time of year to be doing this of course, because today it is lovely and autumnal. It's got a bright sunshine outside. All the leaves are yellow and ochres. And fabulous. A little bit different this morning, when it was absolutely throwing it down. Oh, man. That one's not there, but I want it. And now some more stuff coming out of here. And all the rest will just be a heck of a lot of foliage. On there. You see what I'm talking about with the lean coming across into the track. Now lots of foliage here. And some stuff down here. The base of the hedge there. And that's it. And I'll tape it off now. There we go, all nicely taped off and sharpened off at the edges. And as I'm looking at it now, I might actually heighten this foliage, but I'll do that with the paintbrush. A quick sky now. And again, my big wash brush, 1.5 inch flat brush here. And there's not a lot of sky going to be showing here. So I don't need to fiddle about it too much. Not that I fiddle about anyway. Yeah. And this time of year, I love this time of year. You've got all the lovely colours. And even though it's cold, you can just wrap up one. Or if somebody said to me, I love this time of year, I wear my babar. I said, you what? My babar. I said, you mean barber?
Babar?
Babar. Somebody said it to me recently. Seriously.
Obviously not local.
No, not from up here. But then again, how often do I spend up here? Now, a little bit of ultramarine blue, babar. God, I wish I hadn't said that, I'm laughing now. Ultramarine blue, nice and strong. Remember, it's going to dry about 50% lighter, 30% lighter than when I put it on, coming all the way down there, look. And wash out, squeeze out, just let it run for a second or two, and mop up. Now, just a few clouds. Suck out, wash out, suck out, and there we go. And wash out again. Remember, keep washing out between clouds. Otherwise, you're not taking paint out, you're just moving it around. More there. And more there. And I want to see this in your feedback. Show me what you're doing. Actually, they can't, no, can they?
Don't think so.
No, that's on Twitter. People send me pictures that they've done. They send it on Twitter, or these days it's known as X. Stupid. And send me pictures of what they've done following the YouTube videos. So keep sending them. I like to see what you've done. Oh, I did get a lovely YouTube, not YouTube, X feedback the other day. I'll read it to you. Here it is. And this is from someone in
Oh, here we go. Hi, Mr. Charles. Posh. Hi, Mr. Charles. I'm a big fan. I have an art club for kids here in northern Nigeria. And anytime I show them your paintings, they get so excited. Sending our warm regards to you. And that's from Gloria, who is a teacher, teaches kids, you know, and they're on X, Twitter, whatever. So look them up, and they do a fabulous job. And it's just pure enjoyment. And it's lovely to see art being what it should be, pure enjoyment. And you see all these little kids just loving it, splashing paint on and loving it. And that's who they are. Pinkett Art and Craft. And they're in Nigeria. So keep at it, kids, and keep enjoying your paintings. And well done, Gloria. You're doing a good job. Thank you. It's not quite dry, but it's dry enough. So I can put the distance in. Because when you're doing distance, it's good to have a little bit of softening on the top. I don't want it bleeding in, but if it softens, that's good. A little bit on the top, it just gives you, helps with that distant effect. And now, a little bit of yellow ochre. Plenty of water into it. And I'm using my number 8 round brush now. I just tap on there. And now I've just told you about softening. It's not softening at all because it's just totally dry now. Typical, isn't it, Gail?
It is.
Bit more water.
That was a little bit of softening.
A little bit of softening, yeah. That's nice. That's a nice amount of softening. And I'm just going to extend those a little bit more across there. Because even though they're only there, it doesn't look quite right. Now, Hooker's Green, just a touch of Hooker's Green, and a lot of yellow ochre. A bit more. And just demo. But mainly the yellow shines through there. Yeah, that's all right. There you go.
Bit of distance.
Bit of distance on it. Now, just a clean damp brush. Soften that colour down a little bit there. And in this one, I'm going to have the light coming from the left. There is a big shadow across the path there. So I'll light from the left. There, that's nice. A little bit of blue. Green blue. Have a bit of that in the bottom now. All while it's still nice and wet. While the first colours are still wet. Let them spread a little bit, soften. And a bit there. That'll do nicely. Now, for once I've changed my rigger brush. Number 4 rigger. Aquafine, that's normal. And I've got a little bit of yellow ochre to start with, but because I'm going to paint the boughs and stuff first. And I don't want too much yellow ochre, but I'm just keeping it slightly lighter at the top there. Coming down here. A bit down that side there. And a bit there. Now, the rest of it is black. Ultramarine blue. Don't use manufactured black, make your black. Ultramarine blue, burnt sienna. There you go, look. A bit more burnt sienna. There you go. Easy peasy. And I'll put that to the right, and I'll just put the yellow ochre. Apart from when my hand slips like that. That was a mistake, that girl. I know you think that I never make them really, but even I do sometimes.
Don't admit to it, just keep going.
Yes, okay.
Don't tell notice.
I won't tell them that.
No, don't tell them.
I won't tell them if you don't.
Okay.
You think they'll listen?
Hey.
Do you think they'll listen? I bloody hope they are. Coming down that. Did I just say bloody then?
You did. Got struck off.
And a bit down here. Keeping it nice and dark and strong.
and just wiggle the number 4 rigger about a little bit. I mean, rigger brushes, a lot of people are scared of them because they are flicky little brushes. That's the idea of them, especially when you're doing twigs and boughs and stuff. Shake it about a bit, a bit of wiggliness going on. And they were invented for painting rigging on tall ships. Did you know that, yeah?
I did know that.
That's because I told you, wasn't it?
Possibly.
So you pretended like you knew all along. Now, I've got quite a lot of foliage in that, around that tree trunk as well. I'm going to drop a little bit of raw umber in there first. Raw umber, of course, that's the only brown I carry, both in watercolours and acrylics. So with raw umber, you've got a nice standalone brown. If you put a touch of blue into that, you've got a nice sepia. And sorry, I'm just checking the picture. You've got a nice sepia, and then put a touch of burnt sienna into your sepia mix. You've got Van Dyke brown. Take your raw umber and burnt sienna together, you've got burnt umber. So I've got 4 different brown from one tube. You never end up with a mud. It's always a nice clean green. Clean green, clean brown. Now, a little bit of back to opening blue and burnt sienna mixed as my black, and I've gone back to my number 8 round because I'm filling in big bits now. Big bits, it's technical too. Bring that down. And coming down there. That's a nice big tree, isn't it? Now I'll have a few twiddly bits coming out of there. Like that. Just wheel the brush around. Nice twigs. For one second then I thought I was in a demo. I was about to say any questions. Have you got any questions, girl?
I'll think of one in a minute.
I was in Barnard Castle a couple of days ago. That's not far away from me. It's fairly close, really. Only about an hour and a half's drive, which is a very short drive for me. Day after tomorrow, I'm in Essex, which is about 7 hours drive for me. And they were a lovely bunch in Barnard Castle, actually. So if anybody's watching from Barnard Castle Art Society, you were lovely. And thank you for the bottle of wine. Probably to take home, that was. I don't drink and paint at the same time. I just invented a few more extra boughs and twigs there, just to fill the tree out a little bit. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of foliage coming in that as well. Now, over to this one. And I've got some big bits in there, so I can go straight in with the number 8 round brush first. Again, ultramarine blue and burnt sienna mixed. And I'll put a bit of yellow ochre on the outer edge. Once I've got it filled in. And down here, and nice and strong that is. I do like that. The point of the number 8 round brush is. Because as you know, I only use 4 brushes in total anyway. 1.5 inch flat, which I use for the sky. The number 4 rigger, which you've seen. Now the number 8 round. And I've also got my 3/4 inch flat, which I shall bring out in a minute. Now, a little bit of yellow ochre. Just yellow ochre, plenty of water into that. And last one that down here. And coming down there as well. Just catching a bit of light there. And all light's still wet. bit down there. And a few bits up there, not much. Now back to black. That's a song.
It is.
I won't sing it.
Don't sing it. Get carried away.
I said it before you did. Gail knows about my singing. It's quite famous, my singing, actually. Isn't it, Gail?
It is. What is it? Baden.
Sorry?
Braden Races. Braden Races?
Oh, Bladen Races.
Braden Races.
Oh, Gail's talking there about one of the TV programmes we made for Chinese television. Because, of course, I did on and off for about 20 years on TV. But we made a programme about Bladen Races, and the director decided that I should sing the song about Bladen Races on camera. I've never been so embarrassed in all my life. They had me dangling out of helicopters and all kinds of things doing those programmes. But the worst one was definitely me singing on camera. And everyone was really kind afterwards. In the film crew, I mean. Didn't take the mickey out of me at all.
I'm sure.
You can imagine with that out, can't you? There. Bit down there. I don't think I've done so much of a YouTube video using the rigger quite as much as I've done in this one. But it's necessary. Not going through there. I think that'll more or less do for all the twigs. Now, time for all the foliage. And like I said, I'm going for autumnal. And even though these trees are really quite close up, and you see the picture there, I mean, people still go into a smallish brush and paint like 6 million leaves per tree. Don't go there. Use a big brush, give the impression of leaves. And that's my 3/4 inch brush. So what I'm going to start off with, full autumnal colours, starting off with a bit of yellow ochre. And I'm splitting my 3/4 inch brush up. And stick one. Like so. Across here as well. I'm going to have some bits of green in, but it's not going to be green like a summer tree. Maybe a few hints of green. Now, burnt sienna. Burnt sienna there. And these aquafine watercolours, still around the aquafine that I'm using. They've got a fabulous strength of colour, well you can see. And strictly speaking, they're students' quality paints. But they've got so much power to them. And that's because they, when Dale Rowney reformulated them quite a few years ago, they introduced natural pigment into students' quality paints, which gives them some real strength. I love them. Use them all the time. Now, a little bit of green. Hooker's green and burnt sienna. Quite a lot of burnt sienna going in it. Look there. A bit more green. And this business with the Hooker's green, remember, with the 8 colours that I carry in watercolour, I can make 12 different greens with my Hooker's green. So, it's an easy process. Stippling and stippling. And like I say, I want a hint of green in amongst all the other colours. Don't have the green taking over like it would ordinarily. Stipple on that. And you can see what I was talking about now when I was doing the drawing, how I'm breaking up some of the profile of the tree trunk and boughs and stuff with foliage. And now look how much further that lot goes back once I get foliage in here. How's that looking, Gail?
It's looking great.
Bit of blue, ultramarine blue. Again with the split brush and just stippling some dark in there as well. And that's ultramarine blue, but on top of other colours, of course. It's not going to show us just blue. It's going to give more depth to the other colours. Just tap on a little bit now. Bit of digital. Digital art. Did you see what I did there, Gail?
I'm doing a close up on your fingers
The old ones are the
and
best.
your digits.
And again, stipple there. There.
Beautiful.
But you can see what I'm talking about breaking up the profile of the boughs and the twigs and stuff like that, the tree trunk to a certain extent, with the foliage going on top. It's all still there, but it's not too rigid. And now, straight in with the next tree, again, yellow ochre, split that brush, and stipple. And I'm going to take this one a little bit taller. That's a technical term now.
Sign language.
Yeah. It comes with trying to understand you when you're talking. Again, yellow ochre, just stippling a few bits down here as well. That's formed a nice archway now, hasn't it? Pure accident.
I like to think you're joking.
I'm not. You might like to, but I'm not. Now, again, a bit of burnt sienna. Split the brush again. And incidentally, yes, I give my brushes some real abuse. But this set of brushes, aquafine brushes, just like the aquafine paints, all Della Rowney, is about 7 years old. Same set. And I also use them for my acrylics as well. So they will stand any amount of use. Now again, back to green. I'll just get that tape back on now. Back to green and burnt sienna. I'll just remix that a little bit. Because you know what the experts say? Always make sure you mix enough. Because you'll never be able to remix that mix again. What a load of rubbish. If you run out, remix it. I'll just green and burnt sienna there.
Anyway, variation's good, isn't it? It's more natural.
Yeah. Well said, Gail.
Ah, no.
You know.
Bit of local accent there.
You didn't mean to do that, did you?
No.
But that, stippling. Take this out. Keeping that brush split. And again, bit of blue. Stippling. Now on this one, the blue, there's a bit at the base here and there, but the big bunch of it is down the bottom now. And I've picked up a bit of paint first on the trees and I drop the blue in. Isn't that simple?
Bit
And
like
I haven't-
yourself, really.
Eh?
Bit like yourself, really. Had to be said.
Did you hear what she just said then? You see what I have to put up with? Yeah? Respect? We don't know the word. Meaning of the word. You realise I'm going to get some feedback on that, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Better hard anyway.
Bullying in the workplace.
Yeah, of me.
Of you.
And again, bit of digital like that. Just stipple. Oops, got a finger mark there. That's alright. Now, we'll see the lighter bits. Look.
Can't see what you're doing there. Can you just explain?
I'm just scraping it with my fingernail.
Thank you.
And you would be able to see what you're doing if you actually move yourself.
Well, I've tried that before and all I get is the other side of your hand. I still can't see the nail.
Okay. Just scraping with my fingernail. My little pinky. Just a few bits revealed here and there. Look. And now people will say, oh, well done for telling me, Gail, because we couldn't see that before.
Well, if you just stop a minute, I'll just go to the other side and we'll see if I can capture it.
There.
Oh, okay. All right then. Yes, very good.
Oh, you see. And now I'm doing more than I wanted. There we go. Now, time for the hedges. And I'm starting off with that distant one with the number 8 round brush. And I've got here, again, there's some yellow ochre, but not as much as in the trees.
Can I just take a picture? Move over.
Sorry. Well, you just told me to move, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shift yourself.
Shift myself. Fine.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, and that way coming from Now, bit of yellow ochre there, look. Just on the top. Bit down there. Now, Hooker's green and yellow ochre this time.
That's my stomach, yes.
Well, I'm only saying. Hooker's green and yellow ochre. You sure it was your stomach?
It was my stomach. Yours has been going for the last
Just
15
checking,
minutes.
Just checking.
I was too polite to mention it.
Bit there.
Something you know little about.
Sorry?
Politeness.
Oh, we're having a go at me today, aren't we? There we go. Hooker's green and yellow ochre mixed. And leaving just the yellow ochre on the top. There. See? Distant bit of hedge. And now, because the other is bigger, I'm going back to my 3/4 inch brush. Slap it on with that. But the same colour, look. Yellow ochre. And pop that on the top there. And again, Hooker's green and yellow ochre. Actually, a bit more green in there. Hooker's green. Oh, that's better. Yep. And now fill in towards the bottom. You know what that's called, Gail?
What?
Infill. Never mind. I tried.
You're really trying.
And a few little bits on the top there. Now, blue, just blue. Down the bottom. Just stippling. And that's at the base of the hedge there, look. There. Same over this other side, but a little bit more yellow ochre. Because, like I said, the light's coming from the left. That side is going to pick up more light, isn't it? Isn't it, girl?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said.
You were right.
Now, again, Hooker's green and yellow ochre. Yellow ochre, that's better. And again, plenty of water. And pop that on. And bring it down there to the base. Nearly done now.
You're a fast worker.
I know, I don't hang about.
Hmm?
I don't hang about. And now I want a little bit of light red. Remember, light red is not a red made lighter. It's a colour called light red. So don't get your cadmiums and stuff and put plenty of water into it and think you've made light red. You haven't. You made your red lighter. Bit light red there. That's a nice autumnal touch, isn't it, girl?
It is. Well, it's looking very autumnal.
Now a little bit of blue. And that hedge in general is lighter than that one because it's in the light. Now I just need to let that dry for a couple of minutes. Then it's into the grasses at the base, grasses at the base. Before I do the grasses either side, I'm going to do the path. And you can see in the path though, on the photograph, there is a readiness to it. It's not just me, there is a redness, isn't there? Yes, that's what I thought. So, and I want to get some light on the path as well. So, starting off with Charles Evans sand, bit of sand. Bit there. And with my 3/4 inch brush, put the sand across there. Like so. Snake it off into the distance, disappears there, which I shall enhance in a minute. Now, a little bit of blue and light red. There's most mean blue, same blue as the sky, and light red. There. See what a nice colour that makes. That's yummy, isn't it, girl?
This is yummy.
Wiping my brush off as it goes further off down there. So it's getting weaker. And that's not far off that colour actually.
No, it isn't. Well done you.
And so why are you sounding so surprised?
I'm not, I'm saying well done you.
Okay.
Like a real artist.
Well, I'm trying. There. That needs to dry for a second or two now before I do the grasses.
Beautiful.
Now again, still with the big brush, hooker's green and a lot of yellow ochre. There. Plenty of water there. And let's whack the grasses in. Sorry, grasses. What? Whack the grasses in. Bit there, coming up to the edge of the path. Actually, I want some more yellow ochre in that mix. That's better. Yeah, that's better. And again, be careful up to the path because it's still a bit damp, is that path. And what makes the grass lie flatter than the hedge is simply the direction of the brush stroke. That I'm painting upwards like that, if you remember. Here I'm painting that way, horizontally, flat. Does that make sense, girl?
A cunning trick.
Does make sense though, doesn't
No,
it?
it does make sense.
I know exactly what I meant.
Yes, no, it makes sense.
I know exactly what I meant, but I'm not that good at copying it. A bit there. Let's smell that over here as well. And flick up there. Coming up to the base of the hedge. And again, carefully up to the path. Now at this stage, it would be good to have something that's not actually there in the path, in the painting, in the photograph, sorry. A bit of grass coming down the middle of it. Just tap on with the corner of the big brush. There. And then as I come further forward, lay more brush on so that gets wider. That makes a difference, that, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Having a bit of grass down the middle of the path.
That's a bit of interest.
And a few flicky bits here. And now all that's left to do is some shadows. It's still a bit, you can see it glistening, it's still a bit wet, but it's dry enough. So I'm going to put the shadow on. And this mix again, I'm saying ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, and burnt sienna mixed. But what I actually mean is the blue of your sky, whatever blue you've used in the sky. The blue of your sky plus alizarin crimson and burnt sienna. Add plenty of water into it, and what I'm getting is like a dark aubergine colour. Now, start off at the base of those trees there, and think of any foliage that might cast a bit of shadow on the tree trunk. And at the base there, and now bring it down across the grass and then across the path, like so. And you're allowed to breathe while you're doing it. Now at the edge of the path there.
You're allowed to breathe while you're filming it.
Yeah, are you? Did I say you could breathe?
That's why I asked.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
Just let me know when you've gone blue.
I'm going to fall on the ground.
Well, at least you won't be making a noise for the change. Sorry?
Be
And
careful.
that is going to go
That's all I'm
up there as well. Was that a threat, was it?
Mhm.
Okay, just checking. There. See, it's gone across the path and up the other edge. Effective, that, isn't it? I really think I'd done it before. Bit there, and the base of that. Bit in there. Just tapping on. Am I fiddling a bit now? I might be, Andy. But what I do want to do is give that path more recession as it turns there. Give it the turn. And now that all that's totally dried, it's just a little bit of blue. Ultramarine blue. I'm going to put that in there. Now, just with a brilliant brush, soften that outwards. There. You see how that turns that path?
It does, yeah.
Do you know what the last stroke was?
Genius.
Stroke of genius. And there we go. I'll take the tape off. And there we go. Finished painting. Can't beat it when you get the tape off. Have a nice sharp edge all the way around. I love that bit. Now, the brushes I've used, like I said, 1.5 inch flat, 3/4 inch flat, number 8 round, and a number 4 rigger. And that's it. Aquafine brushes. Dale Rowney Aquafine. And like I say, strictly speaking, they're students' quality brushes, so they're not expensive at all. It's all on that website, have a look at the prices. But they are very, very sturdy brushes. And like I said, that set is about 7 years old. And they also get used for acrylics as well. So, Aquafine paints. There we go, Aquafine paints. And I know for a fact these are only £1.80 a tube. And they have lovely, strong pigment. I use them every day, basically. And for that kind of price, you can afford to experiment with them. And the paper I'm using is the Langton Rough, as ever. Again, Dale Rowney. And we sell it in 2 formats, A3, A4. Lovely paper, and it's internally sized. So there's no wrong side to paint on. Both sides are sized. And with some brushes, with some books. This one, that's a real bestseller, that one. People call that their Bible that they keep in their paint books. And that's the one that if it doesn't go right out after that one, that's the rescue, how to put it right. And it's full of paintings done by someone called Gail. And so they're called Gail's Fails.
Just as an example of what
Just
can
as an
go wrong.
example. Yes, yes, yes. And Paintpad Artist. Again, a very good selling book, that one. So, everything's on my website, charlesevansart.com. Give it a look, and hopefully you enjoy this one, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.